What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel and thanks so much for tuning in. A few days back, along with just about everybody else here on Beauty YouTube, I shared a video about the products that I had my eye on for the Sephora VIB sale. And so I thought I would share what I got. I got some predictable items and then a couple things kind of snuck into my cart. So I've had a chance to use and at the very least swatch everything in my little pile here. And so I just thought in case now you're able to shop the sale and some of these items were on your list, you just are still kind of on the fence, share my thoughts about them. Let's get started. First, let's talk about two products that totally caught me off guard. I don't know what compelled me to pick these up, but I'm so glad I did. They're from One Size. I have yet to try anything from this brand, and I saw something on TikTok. I don't know. I feel like everyone's been raving about the Turn Up the Base Versatile Foundation Powder. And so thought I would try that out. And then I also got the concealer, the Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer. Now I am wearing both of these today. I really like how they look so far, but to be honest, I have not had them on for long. This is not by any means a wear test, but I do like the overall finish of the two combined. I first applied the concealer, which the shade that I got was Light 3, which has neutral undertones, and that I feel like is a really good shade for me. It is on the lighter side, but but it's very full coverage. So, and what I like from my concealers is that they not just conceal, but also brighten, especially in my under eye area and where I tend to like to apply them, which is down the center of my face. So it makes sense to have a lighter, more highlighted effect in those areas. So I don't mind that this is too light. However, because I didn't want to apply that over the powder, not knowing how the two would play together, I then went in with my powder, which is in the shade Medium 1, also with neutral undertones. And it was quite a bit deeper than I was expecting, although I don't think it looks like... It still kind of matches my neck. It's not the shade that I probably would have picked out if I'd gotten it in store. I mean, I ordered online to pick up in store, so it was that instant gratification, which by the way, I did for the first time this year. I normally wait for it to ship, and for some reason, lots of these things were available in store. In fact, I was able to get more products because they were actually available in store and not online, and that is dangerous. That is so dangerous, and it's actually how another product jumped into my cart without planning. But picking up even when you've ordered online can still lead to some shade mismatches. But this is one where I'm not sure if it's a shade mismatch. I mean, what do you guys think? I am kind of on the fence. Either way though, shade match aside, I am very impressed with this so far. It gives surprisingly full coverage, but does not cling to dry patches. Like, it's a really beautiful, smooth, buttery powder formula, and I have dry skin going on right now, so I really was not sure how that would play with powder foundation, but this is so smooth, and it really just glided on. Not at all like this other powder foundation that I reviewed recently, the Lancome Dual Finish. Yikes. Big yikes. I have a short up here on my channel of how that went down. You're supposed to be able to use it both wet and dry. Neither worked for me, and I was kind of worried that that was the result I was going to have with this, but again, I picked it up because so many people were having good experiences with it, and I have to say, it's meeting my expectations, and I am expecting good things to come from continued use of this. So my thoughts on this are to be continued. Next is something that I've actually already made a video about, and so you can click the eye or link in the description below if you want to go give it a watch, but the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette, the light version. This is gorgeous. In a nutshell, I won't go, because I've already talked about this in another video, won't go too in depth, but it's beautiful. It's a glam, but still minimal full face palette. You get two cream face products, a blush, a matte blush, and then this beautiful, I'm actually wearing the highlight today. It gives you this very glowy lit from within sort of look, despite looking like it's gonna have real disco ball vibes in the pan. Both of them are super beautiful, and even though they're closer to like a drier mousse-like texture and not kind of a glowy, dewy cream, like a classic cream face product, I think, they lean on the drier side, and yet they played really nicely on my drier skin. The shadows are also super gorgeous. I wouldn't say this is anything super unique. You know, Natasha Denona especially can be known for some of her more fun and complex and multifaceted shades, and this is a classic neutral palette. The two shimmer shades here, obviously are textured and they are very high shine. But if it strikes you as a color palette you're gonna wear all the time, it really is like a full face of glam in one palette. Then also in that video, another product that I mentioned picking up is the Milk Hydro Grip Eye Primer. And I love the Milk Hydro Grip Face Primer. Less now, I will say it was a go-to for my combo skin because it really evened out my complexion, left almost a sticky texture on my skin that I felt really helped foundation and bases cling nicely to it without clinging in an unflattering kind of way, and then really helped me manage oil throughout the day. So that kind of sold me on the idea of a Milk eye primer, but because I have drier skin now, I thought, well, maybe this might be too dry, too extreme for my skin, and that is absolutely not the case. It comes with a doe foot applicator. I just do a couple swipes of that on my lid. It is an incredibly thin formula, just like the face primer. It's a barely there sort of texture, and then I go in, blend it with my finger, and I really don't wait for it to dry all that much before I go in with shadows. I've used it, you know, 3 or 4 times at this point, and so the dry time has varied in between, and I haven't noticed that making a difference in how well my shadows last over top of it, how well my shadows lay over top of it, like there's no patchiness or clinging or anything like that. I really like this. Okay, now on to a real Huda Beauty fest. So I think I mentioned this in my VIB, like what I'm gonna get sale. The GloWish Luminous Pressed Powder. This is the one thing that I literally have not touched. It came in the mail just before I started filming today. The one thing that had to be shipped because it wasn't available in any stores near me. The shade that I got is light medium, and I am super excited to use this. Although the one size powder foundation has really exceeded my expectations, so I feel like it's kind of going to be like a battle of the powder foundations, but an exciting battle to be a part of because I might have 2 new amazing powder foundations that I love. Pick this up because I really love the GloWish bronzer. I think she did a really good job with that bronzer. So I not only picked this up, but I also got the GloWish blushes in 2 shades. First of which is Charming Cherry, which is probably my favorite of the 2. It is this rich berry that is marbled with what kind of looks like a soft peach. Like it's a marriage of 2 undertones, kind of, which makes it more versatile in my mind. You can wear it with, you know, it'll maybe lean cooler if you wear it with cool tones, warmer if you pair it with warm tones, and overall it's just a really beautiful color of blush. And then the one that I'm wearing today is called Healthy Peach, and I think I don't love this one as much just because it is lighter. I find it didn't really show up as much on my skin as I thought it would. It seemed maybe like a little bit more pigmented or bold in the swatches online. And it's kind of washed out on, especially in combination with the bronzer that I'm wearing today. I don't really feel like I'm wearing any kind of blush today. So I think this would be great for fair and lighter skin tones, but light, you know, maybe not so much, whereas the berry is like very in your face. I need to tone it down on my skin tone, and I think you could really build it up for a nice layerable pigment on deeper skin tones. So those are my thoughts on the shades, and the formulas themselves are really nice. I will say I do think I noticed them kind of clinging to texture I have on the apples of my cheeks. I need to keep using them. I don't know that you'll be able to see that in the demos that I do of these, see the clingage, but I did notice they feel a little bit drier, a little bit less satiny than the GloWish bronzer did. So TBD on that. Love the berry color, but I still want to play with them a little bit more to understand if it's the blush formula or maybe it's the base that I'm using underneath that's causing some uneven pigment clingage on my skin, but we'll see. Now let's get into the eyeshadow palettes. I knew I was going to pick up 2 of these, one of which is what I'm wearing today, the Rose Quartz eyeshadow palette from Huda Beauty, her newest eyeshadow palette to launch, and this I really like. Let's go ahead and throw up those swatches since that's really what everyone is actually interested in. But this look that I did today kind of really sealed the deal for me on it. I am so in love with the multi-chromatic shades in here, and I realized when I picked up all of these new palettes that I have from the brand, I don't think I've tried her newer formulas. I have the original, like her original eyeshadow palette in the original formula. And I had a few of her 9-pan palettes that I got, like the neon palettes. Those are the only one in the 9-pan formula that I have, so those are years old too. These are the most up-to-date formulas I've tried, and I really, really like them. The mattes are super smooth and buttery and pigmented, and the shimmers and the multi-chromes are like butter. They are like almost a cream formula. They are so soft and smooth and pigmented. And this palette in particular, I felt like it was kind of hard to see online just how multichromatic and shifty some of these shades are. But in person, I highly recommend you go swatch it if you can, or just go do some digging for other, you know, swatches on other skin tones, different lighting, whatever, because yeah, I like it. I feel like this is not translating well on camera. This just doesn't do it justice. On my eyes today, I tried layering some of those deeper tones under the multichromatic shades, and that is what I feel like really made them pop. And it's, like I said, really what sealed the deal for me on this palette. The one pan that I'm a little confused about, and after poking around on YouTube, I see a lot of other people also certainly aren't in love, maybe also confused like me, are the jelly pan. This one right here called Love Stone. It's like a clear balmy medium with some pigmented bubbles floating in there. When you swatch it though, it really comes off as like a clear balm. And when you read the back, it says that you can use the Pearl Gloss Hybrid to bare lids using your finger or a flat brush. But something tells me if you layer this both over or under any of the other powders, you're gonna end up with a creasy mess, because it truly feels like a balm, like nothing that sets or stays. So I'm not sure what this is supposed to be for. Something tells me that if I do use it, it will be for more of a face highlight, because I think that's the only place I'm going to be able to wear a texture like that where I don't need to worry about it creasing or moving around on me. But let me know, what do you think of these kinds of finishes or textures in an otherwise entirely powder palette? Because I'm still kind of up in the air on it. The other palette that I knew I was going to pick up was the Naughty Nudes palette, and this, oh my god, this is perfect in time for fall. Like, look at these red-based chocolate, brown, burgundy, purple, plummy, oh my god. So I swatched this and I was like, yes, absolutely. Again, you do have this one down here called Slippery. It too is one of those balmy, weird, you know, suspended pearl formulas that it will probably end up being a face highlight for me. But other than that, this is a gorgeous color palette. No regrets picking that up. And then the one that jumped in my cart, the Mercury Retrograde palette. And again, after swatching all of these and realizing that it had been a minute since I'd tried Huda's most updated powder formulas, 10 out of 10 would pick this up again, because these are incredible shades, formulas, no gel pan in here too, which is nice. You get an extra shade. And this is another one where I did not pick this up for a long time. This has been out for quite a while at this point, and I didn't pick it up because I don't think the pictures online did it justice. And I don't feel like this is doing it justice either, but it's beautiful. What I feel like is not captured is how complex some of these shades are. Like up here, these blues, these are not typically my shades of blue, if any shade of blue, but they're very multichromatic. So it's like not just a teal, it's like a black and teal base with a bright teal shimmer. Or this one right here, which one am I pointing to? Nebula, which is like a swirl of blue, but also kind of like multiple shades of blue, a little purple, like, oh, there is a complex color story trying to be told in this palette, and I am here for it. So that's that on that. Funny thing, in my other VIB video, I talked about, you know, like my dream purchase would be the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk like box set, limited edition box set that came out for the holidays. Someone took that decision out of my hands because that set was sold out by the time I got on the website. You know, the sale started at midnight, and so I checked first thing the following day, totally gone, which is good. I mean, it was a little heartbreaking, but you know, I just wanted the option. But it turns out I wasn't the only one who thought Obviously, now is a great time to pick a set like that up. So congratulations to whoever got that, and thank you for not letting me get that set. And don't forget, if you want to get into the nitty-gritty of the new Natasha Denona full glam face palette, you can check out this video right here. As I mentioned in that video, I'm still on the fence about picking up the deep toned palette because I loved this one so much, and it looks like you could have the two without duplicating a ton of extra or any extra shades. So, like I said, this is what I have picked up so far, but thanks so much for watching. Oh, I'd love to hear what you guys have picked up. If anything, let me know down in the comment section down below, or if you're planning on it, let us know. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.